Before we dive into today's cooking session, let's prepare our pool area for some well-deserved relaxation later on. A big thank you to Smorlbot for providing their upgraded Tank C1 Elite robotic pool cleaner. Having used their previous model, I'm eager to see how this enhanced version performs. Let's set it up and get our pool sparkling clean. Pool vacuums have definitely improved over the years that they have been out. I remember getting our first one, our robotic pool vacuum for our mountain house pool, and it was definitely a lot less high-tech than these are nowadays. These are definitely a whole lot better. So all you do is make sure that these are charged before you put them in the water. They are so simple. What I love about them is, you know, these ones are old, the first ones I ever had out, that was hard to keep the charging port dry, and so it wouldn't have a nice snug plug around it. But now they have this really good high quality little plug that you can just put over it, so you don't have to worry about the connectors getting wet. And that's especially in a saltwater pool, because it definitely makes it, we had one and it definitely was not closed very well, and when we put it in the salt water, it definitely reacted with it. So it's nice that they have them where they're nice and tight with no water getting inside. And all you do is turn this on and you set it on the ground, and then the green lights will appear to let you know that it is time to put it in your pool. And it's got different levels, which is pretty cool. It's got a W mode, which means it cleans the floor and the walls and the water line. And then it has a weekly timer, which is awesome. So it can run 3 times on a single charge, with each session lasting 45 minutes. So you literally can just leave it in your pool and it automatically cleans every 48 hours to keep your pool consistently clean. So if we just leave this in here, it'll just start right back up and do its thing, which is awesome. And it also has an S mode, which does the walls, water line, and the floor. And it will follow a V-shaped pattern to cover all the walls first and then the floor. And then you can also just do the floor only mode, which cleans the bottom up real quick, because I know that we have a lot of leaves in the bottom of our pool because we had a storm rolling through a little while ago. So I will just take it and put it directly in, let it clean its floor up and suck up all the leaves. Pros and cons for these robotic vacuums. Pros, that you don't have to vacuum the pool, which is very nice. So you usually can drop these in and they clean the pool and don't have to worry about like getting out the manual vacuum and sucking all that up with the hose. That's a positive with the robotic one. Do they have any cons? I don't like cons. I mean, they're going to be like everything else. You know how you have an inside vacuum? If you have a robot vacuum for your house, it only gets so much, and you kind of still have a little bit in the corners where like a regular vacuum would reach in there. So I think that is the truth with the robotic vacuums. We don't have the other vacuum at all, like the manual one, and we just use the robotic ones. And my thought is that the dirt always gets eventually pushed to the middle or from the corners, or, you know, something gets kind of scrubbed with the brush or something. So I don't worry about it that much. The only problem that we notice with our pool, we have an incline pool that goes pretty deep, and it has rounded corners on the sides. Now I do notice with the robot vacuums that we do have, sometimes it has a hard time like going, oh wait, the depth of your pool. But they're getting better. They're definitely getting smarter. We've had a couple that it just did not even recognize it at all, and just kind of threw into a loop of like where to go, what to do. And so the Smorlbot, we feel like, has been probably the best at being able to recognize the pool. I mean, how can it map out a pool? You know what I mean? It's like, because it's got the curved edges, it's different depths, and it goes from shallow to deep. And so it would be almost impossible for it to perfectly be able to map it out. In, you know, if you had a perfectly square pool with straight sides, it'd probably be a little bit easier. I know it would be a lot easier. Now the area is all wiped off, so the kids can sit and eat out here. I'm just going to leaf blow off the area. We get a lot of pollen, and their pollen is very high right now, which is weird. I didn't think Florida would have much pollen. They have a lot of pollen, and there's a lot of dirt from construction, and so unfortunately it's dry because it hasn't really rained here in this area, so you get a lot of dirt blowing everywhere. So I'm just gonna leaf blow off the dirt, so you know it can just go back in the grass hopefully, or maybe into the pool and just get sucked up in the filter. Now the pool area is all cleaned and ready. I've got the filter going, so that'll skim the top of the pool, which would be nice. The robots do the water line, which is kind of a nice feature as well, but we have the skimmer on top, so it'll suck up all those leaves that I ended up blowing into the top of the pool. And then we'll come back and we'll check the baskets of the filter to show how much dirt got sucked up. Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday morning to you. I hope that your day is going well. My day is going amazing. I woke up today feeling great. I feel like I haven't filmed for a few days because I filmed all those freezer meals and filmed ahead, so I really haven't been in front of my camera for a few days, so it's been a little bit of a break and enjoying, we're doing different things. And so today I'm ready to like, okay, we gotta make some stuff here. I'm looking at the things that I have in my refrigerator and countertop, and I'm like, okay, you gotta gather up fragments. We're always, in today's economy, you need to gather fragments more than ever. Gathering fragments means using up what you have so nothing goes to waste. People waste food all the time. I know they do. I know people throw food away. We throw food away. We do things. I don't like doing it. I'm learning to downsize hugely. The last few days I've made meals and made some meals from the freezer, and I'm like, okay, small, just do small. And then like last night I was scooping up the last bowl of food into a pan, and I was like, did everybody eat? And I like looked around, I'm like, did everybody get food? And they're like, we did. I'm like, okay, one meal done. So it's that like fine line. You mamas that have large families that have been cooking for a lot of people and you drastically downsize, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a hard thing to do. And so I'm getting there. So it's just making it and going, okay, that's enough. That's it. Don't overfill things, Amy, but I don't mind for bread and baking, all that good stuff. But for meals, I'm trying to keep it just simple and enough for us to eat, because there's only 6 of us most of the time eating. Sometimes we have 7, but most of the time it's just 6, which sounds like a lot to most people, but that's going from like 8 or 10. It's a big change. And so I'm learning, I'm getting there. So it's been good. So we're gonna make some meals today for dinner tonight, and then I'm also gonna do yogurt. That was something I wanted to start when I was doing my freezer meals, but it just did not happen because I don't have coolers anymore. I used to have bigger coolers. When I make my yogurt, I have done it where you put it in the Instapot and you let it get thick that way. I just don't like it that way. For myself personally, everybody's different. We would make it, I pulled up my blog, I'm like, how do I do this? It's been quite some time. So my blog was dated on 2013. So it's what, 12, wow, is that how long ago that was? 12 years ago? Wow, that's a long time. We're in 2025, we are. Yeah, that's a long time. So 12 years ago is when I did this, and we used to do it, and I just, you do the milk, I'm gonna do it all today, and then I put it in jars and we put it in a cooler. You put water in the cooler and you keep it at 125 degrees, and that makes the jars kind of seal a little bit. I'm able to keep my yogurt in my refrigerator for a long time. Almost to 2 months in the refrigerator if you don't open it. Never had an issue with it. Now I've done it in the Instapot before, and what happens, you got it when it gets thick, it's only so thick for one, and then you transfer it to jars, and then you put it in the refrigerator, and it seems like it just did not thicken up well. So I would like it to last, because we don't eat tons of yogurt, or we'll see, maybe they will, we'll see, but I want to be able to have it in the refrigerator for future times. And so now I'm gonna do it even different. So I used to have the big coolers, big plastic coolers, that worked. Well, then we moved here, I had big square coolers, more like the zero freezing coolers. Great, but I find that we don't use them anywhere. And so when we go to the beach, we usually take smaller cooler bags. We just don't go on big trips because like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like I have 2 bags. Miss Barbara got me some cooler bags, and I'm like, that works good enough for us for what we have to do. I'm like, the big giant ones, I just didn't need them, so I passed them along. So I'm like thinking about my yogurt. I'm like, how am I going to make my yogurt? So I know there's a lot of different ways to do it. People said you can put it in the oven, you can do things, but I want to be able to make sure the temperature is the same. And so I thought slow in the crock pot, that would work really good. So I have all those tiny glass jars, right? Oh, they're actually in the dishwasher. I was cleaning them real good. You know the tiny jars that go with these lids? They're like the wee yogurt jars. So I grabbed out enough of those, and I'm gonna set them inside my 2 slow cookers because they don't fit in one, and then we'll let them sit in there. They'll firm up and they'll be great in those containers. So we're gonna do that today. So that's the first thing we're gonna start with. But I had to look at my recipe. I'm like, it's been a long time since I've done it. So basically you get whole milk, that's how I make it, and then you do it on the stove and you let it come to a certain temperature. Then we put it in the sink, let it drop down temperature, and then you add your yogurt starter. I bought a little container of fat-free plain yogurt, and you mix that in as your starter. And then like you just whisk it really well and pour it into jars and let it, like I say, ferment for a long time, and then it turns into yogurt. It's pretty awesome. But I did discover someone, now Jensen, he said he doesn't really like yogurt, but I saw when I was discount store shopping, they had lactose-free yogurt. Had no idea they had such a thing. And then so I Googled, I'm like, can you make your own lactose-free yogurt? You can. And so I saw somebody did that. And so has anybody else done that? I don't know if you guys make yogurt or not, but they use lactose-free milk and the lactose-free yogurt. I probably would have to go like to like a Whole Foods or somewhere, because I've never seen lactose-free yogurt like at Publix or Aldi. Not that it's not there, I guess I've never looked, but I guess I assumed I don't usually find lactose-free stuff very often at those stores too often, so I probably have to like a Publix, or no, Trader Joe's or Whole Foods store to find that. It was at the discount store, but I didn't get it because I was like, would he even eat this? But I asked him, I said, would you even eat the yogurt if I made it? He goes, I don't really like yogurt. I'm like, okay, that solves that issue. But for you lactose-free, you can do the same method according to Google and people's blogs with the lactose-free yogurt. It was just something I had no idea about. So, all right, we're gonna stop chatting and yapping. We're gonna get moving. You ready for an amazing day? Okay, let's get our pot out and get our milk out to start our yogurt. All right, let's go. All right, so we've got our pot here, and I've got my milk. I like to use whole milk for the thicker. I have made it with, I haven't, like the 2%. I also made it with powdered milk. It doesn't get as thick, but it does work. I have used, powdered milk isn't cheap. It used to be cheaper. Like I used to get powdered milk because it was cheaper, and you mix it up and sit it in your refrigerator, and that's what we drank. But now the last time I looked, it's been a while, but the last time I went shopping for powdered milk, which was quite some time ago, it wasn't cheap anymore. So this should be good. So we're just doing one. We're gonna do one. I'm gonna put it on the stove here. Then you want this, I'm looking at my old school pictures here. You want it to reach 185 degrees. So I'm gonna just put it on like at the smaller burner, and then we'll heat it up. Okay, so the yogurt is going. We're gonna make some more things today, but one thing I'm gonna do, I have been going through, I have been cleaning out my office a little bit, had to kind of change a few things around, and so I came across my cabinet full of cookbooks. I have a lot of different cookbooks, a lot. I, for one, get into like a routine and habit. I don't mind getting new recipes, love getting new recipes, trying them out because that's how I discover new foods, but like I'll get these cookbooks and then I like won't really cook from them because I don't really like the style of the food, and it's like we just kind of make the same, our family just likes the same things, which I think most Americans do. So I stick to like our family cookbook, which is over there, and I use that all the time because it's the same recipes. And then I have another one that's a Mennonite one that pretty much get the recipes from. I do have a couple more that I have purchased over the years. I just don't go to them often because I can pretty much get everything I need in those couple cookbooks. So I had another pile of cookbooks up in my office of ones that I've gotten over the years, and then I'm like, oh, this looks great, it's a church cookbook, let's use it. I have never touched it. And so I like get into a routine where I'll start making a monthly menu, and then I like will start writing recipes down, and then I skip over those ones. I never make them. So I decided this weekend, I was upstairs, it was raining, kind of gloomy, and I'm like, let me go through these recipe books and find any recipes that look remotely good that I would try, and if not, let's pass them along. So that's what I did. So I literally pulled out, I think I've got like 4 recipes that I saved from 4. There was probably, 6 cookbooks, and I only took 4 from the cookbooks. I'm like, that's okay. So I brought down, I think I put over there one of the cookbooks. I put over there the one that looked like something I would use. I'm gonna try to be mindful to use them because there's no sense holding on to things you don't use. I'm trying to, not that I'm downsizing, but I'm going through and I'm like going, okay, do I need this? What do I do with this? Is this something useful? Is it not? Remember decluttering, but I'm doing it in other areas of my home as well. It's one of those things you hold on to it, and then I'm like, am I ever gonna look at these? Have I looked in these? I've had these cookbooks for a long time. Have I ever truly used them? No, I have not. So, but one recipe I found, which I probably could find the same recipe in the cookbook that I do use, I just didn't. I'm gonna try it because it's an Amish cookbook. Amish usually cook very well with their food, and so I thought, you know what, that looks good. And again, it's probably in the other cookbook, but I'm like, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, and we're gonna cook with it. So the recipe was for a chocolate cake, and it was a very simple cake, and the reason why I saw the recipe and liked it is because it used vegetable shortening. I know, roll your eyes, it's bad, I get it, but I do have 2 of these to use up, and so I think the Mama Bell's chocolate chip cookies are the only thing that I really make with this. That's it. I don't, like, sometimes I'll come across a recipe, there was a couple things I made with it, but not too many. So usually I gotta go back to the old school Amish to find what I need. So I'm like, you know what, we're gonna use it. I know. So that's the only reason I got this recipe. So we're gonna see how it tastes. This chocolate, I don't have any sweets on hand. We did all of our freezer meals, which is great. We've got lots of fresh fruits and veggies still, and I haven't, and we've had different treats and things over the last little week, but I don't have anything like sweet. We have no ice cream. We have none of that stuff. So the kids are like, is there anything like that in the house? I'm like, I guess there's not anything like that. So I thought, why don't I make something today? So chocolate cake it is. This recipe I saw, and all they did is it's just a simple, like 9 by 13s. There's water dripping out because I put water in here. 9 by 13 pan, and then they dusted it with confectionery sugar. And I'm like, sometimes the simplest recipes taste amazing. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can go all, I don't mind doing great big recipes, making wonderful things, but sometimes just simple ones taste amazing. So that's what we're gonna do with this one in here. So I'm gonna put, it is 1 cup of shortening, and it's gonna be a cup of brown sugar and a cup of regular sugar. So remember our video we just did yesterday with less sugar? You can always do a little bit less sugar. I don't know about like new recipes, you gotta be careful of, but for the most part, you can always cut back a little bit. So I'm gonna go a little bit less than the cup in here, and we'll just see how it goes. So we're gonna put, I think you put the sugar and lard, usually sugar and lard, and then it's the eggs will go in after. So let me turn this on. We'll make some chocolate cake. Mommy's chocolate cake. This recipe calls for 1 cup of buttermilk. How you make like soured milk or buttermilk, just take, like I added a cup of milk in here, a little bit less, and add in about a tablespoon of vinegar. It'll make great sour milk or buttermilk. So you mix in all those ingredients in there, and then you add in flour. You add in 2 3/4 cup of flour, and then you're gonna add a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Okay, then you take a 1/2 cup of boiling water and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Gets all bubbly, and then you just stir that in. It says stir in there. We'll just, we'll do the mixer here. So 1/2 cup. Let that mix, and I'll get my pan ready. Right here, and I'm gonna get my spray. One of you told me about, your spray mister you use, so I am going to look at that on the Amazon. I saved it so that I can get it. Let me just use my spray. Simple chocolate cake. There's not a lot of pizzazz to it. It's just very plain. So where's my good spatulas? It's like they get put in different drawers. I only have so many drawers. I like that white one. These are okay. I just like the white one better. Okay, so here is chocolate cake. We're just gonna put it in the pan here, and then the oven is preheated, 350. We'll put it in there when it's done. Let me show you the sun coming up. It's so pretty. I guess a person that I lived in the mountains for a long time, 8 years. We rarely saw a sunrise and a sunset. We saw the sunset when all the leaves would fall off the trees and you could see the mountain line, but the line, even though the outline of the mountain, didn't get to see it like you see here. You know, it doesn't do it justice, right? It's so pretty inside, but look at the sun. It's just gorgeous coming up. I know it looks, you know, the same everywhere you go, right? Just gorgeous. I love the the sky. I know it's just yellow, but it's pretty. It's a pretty when I'm looking out the window and I'm like, it's gonna be a sunny day today. Love the sunshine days. Definitely a nice, like, okay, wake up. I have to get my stuff done today because today is my running day and I have to head out the door in a little bit. So I like to get everything done so that I've had a good day of making food, getting what I need to get done, but then I'll also be able to be free to do my run this afternoon. So the milk is getting to its temperature here. It's going quick, 151. I'm gonna wash my dishes because I'm gonna have to put cold water in the sink somehow with the ice in the refrigerator because it's gotta sit and get cold. So let's wash these dishes real quick here. And then I've got a pot of boiling water. I'm gonna pour that into my slow cookers. That will keep the temperature at 125. I'll turn it on to like low or probably warm, just warm. It's gotta stay at 125 for, I think it's been 5 or 6 hours. So let's wash so we can get this out of the way. How do I like my sink set up now? I love it. I absolutely love it. I just ordered the sink liner, the rubbery ones for the one side. Like having the paint in there, it works so much better. I haven't done a lot of baking just yet to notice how much the batter and stuff gets on the bottom of the sink. Like I said, the wire one, it gets on there like crazy. So you'd have to take it off every single time you do your baking. I just don't have to do that. So I'm hoping that I can get a little liner. You can cut it, put it on the one side because this will start scratching. I gotta check this. And then I think that's gonna work for my sink setup. All right, you don't want this to boil. It's already got a little film on it. Okay, so this is doing good. You don't want that to boil. Just let it go up to 185 naturally. So I'm gonna fill up my sink here, get some ice here because it's gotta get all the way filled and some cold. And that's the issue here when the water temperature is, what's the temperature today? I can rinse that off. The sink temperature and cold is 73 degrees. This is the cold temperature sink. So, yeah, it'll just take a while. So I'm gonna go get some ice out of my freezer and we'll dump that in there. The only bad thing is does the tap water make the ice cubes all melt before you even put the pot in there? We'll see. I gotta let my pitcher, I need to plan ahead and think, oh, I need to make sure that I have cold water in the refrigerator to pour in here. So I'm literally putting a pitcher in the refrigerator, but I did not plan like last night, so that's okay. The only downfall, one of the downfalls of Florida, you don't get cold tap water at all. The mountains, freezing. Better diet. In the mountains, you turn on your tap, it's freezing cold water coming out. This is not. This is like, it's like swimming water for like a cold pool. So we'll fill this. This is almost 185. When that's 185, we'll bring it over here and let it sit in here so it can drop the temperature. I'm gonna do it. I was just thinking, how full do I, usually I guess I have my smaller sinks and it comes up the top of the pan, but this is about, hopefully, halfway. We'll see how much that is. So this is good. Cold enough for now. So we're still waiting on this temperature, and then as soon as it gets to the right spot, we'll put it in the sink. I'm gonna take some of my water and pour it into the slow cookers. You just want it to kind of be at the bottom of your jars. I don't know how far I'll have to go up when I'm got all the jars in here. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of water in each one. You don't want it to cover the jars, obviously, so I'm just gonna put a little bit. If I need to add more, I will. I have to assume this is gonna be a good temperature, so like this is already, it's like 159. That's gonna be pretty warm already. So what I will do is we'll plug these in, and I think I'll just keep them on warm. When you pour it out, yeah, it's really hot. It's like 160, 180, but it's gonna cool down. It cools down really quick. So waiting on the yogurt here. It seems like it's that last little bit of time. Like, where is when does it get up there? It's almost there, 180. It's like that last little minutes. My dishwasher's almost done. Cake is cooking. All right, we're doing really good today. So, okay, let's just wait. So these slow cookers, those have already dropped to 120 degrees and then some. So this I'm just letting cool. One way I have found is if you kind of stir the water around the pot. I know, 'cause it's like a little brook or a river. You know how they used to put food in the river to keep everything cold? It's because the water, not all Amish, but there is groups that use water to keep their stuff cold, and the water is continually going by it because you're moving that water around. If you just let it sit, you can let it sit. If you got to do other things, that's fine. But when you get it to move around, it'll help cool that a lot faster. So we're down to 158 now. It was like 170. So if you just sit here, you kind of move it around, it'll help drop that temperature in there as well. So this is good, and I've got my little jars right here. So all I'm gonna do is I've got a thing of yogurt. This yogurt I got, if you can find the little cups, it's a little easy. You only literally need a half a cup. You don't need that much for all of this. This is whole milk yogurt. I was glad to find this, but get plain, and then you'll be good to go with it. And all you're gonna do is take out some of this into a little, I use stainless steel, and then whisk it with the yogurt, and you wanna mix that really well first, and then mix it all in here. If you mix it all in here, you just gotta be careful it's mixed. You wanna incorporate. If you don't get it into all the milk, that's when it's not gonna turn out. So we're doing good, 165, 157. Okay, we're doing good. Now I'll put it in the little jars here, and we'll have us some homemade yogurt. It's been a while. The outside wants to be cooler than the inside because obviously it's cooling. So if we mix it up, we just got to go to 125, which I think we're at. Oh yeah, we're like below it. Okay, good. All right, isn't that weird how that changes real quick like that? So that's perfect. Okay, I can let my water out here. Let your water out. So what I'm gonna do is take some of this, I have to wash that in a minute. I'm gonna use my measuring cup here. What I'm gonna do is take a little bit of this, just pour it in here. I'll do like 2 cups just. And then I'm gonna take this yogurt and put this in here. Now, if you wanna keep your yogurt for next time, all you have to do is keep a little bit of your yogurt to use as a starter. Okay, there it is. So then just whisk this. You just gotta make sure you whisk it really well. So just mix it real well here. Okay, and then all you do is you're gonna scoop it into your jars, put lids on it. I'm gonna set it in my slow cooker, and we will let it sit. You just wanna make sure it's mixed really well. You wanna incorporate all of that. Good, look at that. All right, let's fill the mini jars, which will be nice. I usually do big giant ones, so this will be nice. And I wanna leave room at the top because I want to do strawberry sauce for them. I'm gonna make that too, and then they can add granola and stuff. All right, I miscalculated a whole lot on these thinking I had enough, but I guess I'm gonna have to use more jars, which is okay. I've got a few more. So I'm gonna put this in here. Now this is not gonna shut, so I'm gonna have to put like a towel over it to kind of keep it. You just want to, you're basically incubating your yogurt. Sometimes it helps to not close all your jars because you have a tiny little bit more. I guess I'll be pouring these all the way to the top, just so I don't waste it. Because I don't know if I'll be able to fit all of this in the slow cooker. Might have to do multiple places, which is okay. Okay, you just had to strategically put them in there as long as it's covered. I'm gonna put a towel over both of those. I have to make sure the temperature stays at 125. It's like 118, but I turn it on low. How long is it for? I wanna say it's 3 hours, but I guess I've never done a smaller. 3 hours. Draft free air inside time for 3 hours. The longer you wait, the thicker the outcome. So it'll be great having that. So I'm going to get, let me go get a towel and stick it over top. And if it gets back to 125 on low, then I will turn it down to warm. So basically, you're just gonna kind of cover as best you can. Checking it. But this does show me that I have too many lids because all my containers are used up. So I'll throw these away. We're waiting on the cake is almost done in the oven. So let's start on live. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna do spaghetti tonight. And the reason why is because I have a lot of bread to do garlic bread with. So I'm like, what can I do? And I thought I have all those meatballs. So here's a package of meatballs. It just looks so tiny. I'm gonna put those into a pan right here. Ooh, they smell delicious. How many is there? Oh my goodness, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, that's it, 15, small size. I know, way small size, Amy. So what I'm gonna do is put this right here, and then I'm gonna bake these in the oven until they're all brown. I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get out my marinara sauce. I actually made spaghetti and ended up freezing the rest of the sauce. Weren't you here? I think you were here. And so instead of wasting it, I will use that as well, but I'll get out the marinara sauce and then we'll put that in containers to freeze it as well. I'm gonna do the spaghetti squash with mine because I like this and I'll have meatballs on it. Parmesan cheese, that'll be good. So I chose this one because it's got a crack in it already. Did I drop that? Probably. Where's the big heavy knife? Where's the knife at? It was hidden in the dishwasher. I was like, where is that at? So I'm gonna slice this in half carefully. Probably right on that cut line, right? I'm used to, we started eating these in the mountains and they're very good. I got them a lot and I just haven't, one of those things I just haven't had. So, okay, that's good. So I'm gonna scoop out the inside here and we'll put it on a cookie sheet and bake it. Let me just scrape this off. You got a yucky part in there like I did, just cut it off and eat it. It will be just fine. So I'm gonna drizzle these with olive oil, put some salt, pepper, garlic pepper, and put them upside down here on this sheet and add a little bit of water and then bake it. It'll be easy. Okay, I need to fill those. Okay, let me check. My cake is almost done. Okay, cake is done. Let me get that out of the oven. Very beautiful, simple cake. I'm gonna let that sit, cool, and we'll put powdered sugar on it. Let's put this in the oven to bake these. Leave this open. Let's put, here we go, this upside down on here. I'm gonna add some water. Okay, let's bake this in the oven. Okay, so let's do, here is my meat sauce from my leftover spaghetti. I'm just gonna put that in there because we're gonna use it up. It has like 2 noodles in it, and that's quite all right because we'll be using it. I'm gonna open this. This is marinara sauce. I know it's gonna be a lot thinner, but it was pretty cheap. Ooh, those meatballs smell so good, so delicious. So I'm gonna see, let's see what this is like. He is, try and see. Maybe it'll be, oh look at it, it's actually, ooh. Okay, that's good. I got marinara sauce. It would have been like a store brand one. I can't even think of the name of it. But like whatever the tomato sauce comes in before, and it was real watery. So this is not bad. So I'm gonna do, let's just stay small, half a can, right? Half a can? Half a can, stay small. Because I've already got some in here, right? I know it's that, like how much do you make, how much do you not make? But I think I'll do just a little bit more. That should be plenty. Okay, let me go put this on the stove, we'll heat this up. The beautiful thing is I don't even need to add anything to it. It tastes really good. So this will be good. I'm just thinking, do I do like pizza this week? Because this is really good sauce. I'm just thinking instead of freezing it, I'm not sure how a week's gonna go yet here. You know, I always try to think ahead, like what can I make, what can I do this week, but I don't know. I guess I do. No, because kids are not gonna be here. I was just thinking, we have a couple things coming up, so I might just freeze it. Okay, that's good. That's like a lot of good sauce there. That was a good buy. Okay, is it a good buy though? That's the key. How much cheaper is it for the separate ingredients? I guess I'd have to figure that out. Let me get some lids. Let's put this over here. We're gonna label this because I did not last time, and I was like, what is this stuff? I got new containers, so some containers fit weird. Okay, let's get this cleaned up. Why would you need a marker? You don't find one. Okay, I'm just gonna note that these are spaghetti sauce, marinara sauce in the freezer. I'm going to shut the windows over there. So the yogurt it's up to 125. So I'm going to, let me shut this here. I'm gonna turn that down to warm so it can sit. Let's see what else we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna wait for a few minutes. I pulled out my strawberries. I'm gonna let them thaw for a little bit and then we'll puree them. The sauce is mixing up, heating up good. The meatballs are cooking. Something I'm gonna make is breakfast burritos. And the reason why is because I have a lot of sausage. We got this for a lot of leftovers here from the weekend. And so I'm gonna chop this up instead of letting it go to waste. And then adding it to, I'm making it with scrambled eggs and putting tortillas because I have a lot of tortillas that I got at the discount store. So I'm like thinking, what can I make the kids like? They don't mind having eggs. Eggs are fine plain, but I just don't want to make a bunch and not have them get eaten because the eggs are like gold, right? So my kids, I'm like, they're real expensive. So just if you're gonna eat them, that's fine with me. But make sure that you eat all of it and don't waste anything. So I've got these sausage patties here and I'm like, you know what? I was gonna make breakfast sandwiches, but I know they really like breakfast burritos better. So they will eat that up for sure that way. So I am just gonna chop these up real tiny. And do I fry and mix them all together? No, I'm gonna cut them up real tiny, put them in a bowl, do my eggs over here separately, and then we'll mix it all together and put some cheese in it, easy. A lot of eggs there. I was like, ooh, that's just a lot of money's worth of eggs. I'm like, it's good. We have them. They'll use them up. They like breakfast burritos. So I need to fill my salt and pepper shaker here. I'm sitting out. I'm like, I need to fill these. This works out really well. Nancy, I think it's Nancy. Nancy, it's been many, many years since you bought this. I broke one because I dropped it, and I got the same one because I really, really like it. It works out really well. You just gotta be careful because it is a little. You're doing a lot of things that can get real slippery. So this is perfect. Okay, I'm gonna add, I don't think there's anything in here. Just a little bit. I'm gonna use my immersion blender, put some pepper, I got butter cooking over there. And then I'll mix it with the immersion blender just because it mixes up a little bit better than the whisking. Whisking's fine. You just gotta make sure you do it enough. We're getting nice and buttery, so it'll be nice and yummy. Put your salt and pepper in your pan. It will not fall off. So let this kind of cook a little bit bottom and we'll move it. Wash a few dishes while you're in between. All right, gives me a little bit of room there. So I put everything in the dishwasher. So this will be good. Did that just burn the bottom? No, that's salt and pepper. I'm like, did that just burn? It shouldn't have. It wants to. I thought all that butter would do good. I guess not. Okay, this should be nice and bubbly meatballs. Where's my thermometer? That's our meatball thermometer temperature. We're almost there. We're going to go to 165. We're not there yet, but we're almost. I cook them till they're almost done, and then as you know, the kids are going to reheat all of these. Oh, sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm separating them into two bowls here. I'm going to do one with regular cheese and one with the dairy-free cheese, lactose-free. I guess it's dairy-free cheese. But I decided to put in the microwave. I know. You can just add regular shredded cheese, but if your kids like McDonald's version, they're going to want the American cheese in there, the canned cheddar. And so you can also add cheese slices to it, but like the American cheese slices, but I'm like, that to me, we use that for other things, so I'd rather just use the can and just use a little bit in there. So the question is, how much do you add to each one? Let's see. So I'm gonna add in it's just canned cheddar cheese. Maxine, she's so, what you doing? She's so feisty running around. And mix them up and kind of just look at them. You want them gushy and gooey. I will add like real cheese in there as well, but whatever your family likes. If they're not gonna eat it, don't bother doing it the other way. Do it the way they're gonna eat it. Okay, after final looking at this, mixing up, I think I'm gonna do some more eggs. And the reason why, yes, if you have to be frugal, be frugal. I get it. I have that big box of eggs. I got, how many? I get 6 dozen at, excuse me, Maxine. Maxine's right under my feet. I put them in my pockets. Six dozen at Sam's Club. Now, if I divide that up for the month and use it up that way, then I feel like it won't be bad. So I will make these today because we have all this. But I feel like I can be frugal and just not do it and just do eggs sparingly. Like when we first got it, I had to use up my old eggs. We made the omelets. And so now I have like this sausage here. I don't want you to go to waste. So I'm like, then we can do the breakfast burritos. But I know that they're gonna eat it because they like it. Maxine is like worse than a toddler. She's literally at my feet. Worse than a toddler, not worse than a toddler, but just meaning toddlers are under your feet all the time. So I'm thinking to use this up because I still have plenty of eggs over there. And didn't they say egg prices are gonna drop or something maybe? I don't know. It doesn't matter, you just do less is what you do. You find something else. But I'm just thinking, I'm like, we haven't really had too many egg things. And so I might as well use those. I put them in my pocket. Use them up for this. Okay, perfect. And then let me go cook these. I need to put some more in the Jensen's, and then I'll put some more in here. All right, and don't add salt and pepper. Do that after. All right, I've got more eggs here, so let me add this to this one first. All right, we're gonna make a ton of burritos here. I'm just gonna roll them out, and I've got wax paper sheets, so I'm just gonna put it and roll those up in there. We'll place them in the refrigerator, and if it does not get eaten up, then they'll go in the freezer. That's the beautiful thing. But I feel like I haven't had these for a little while, so I feel like it's once in a while they either go real quick or they don't go real quick. So I'm feeling like they're gonna go quick. I got a lot of tortillas here. It's nice when I can dedicate a drawer to them, so I just put them in here for storage to carry them over there. But let's just make a bunch of burritos, breakfast burritos. Okay, that works for me. So I put one in the drawer. I emptied out some veggies. I'll have to use up my broccoli and cauliflower. I gotta cut that up and use it, but that's in there. So we've got breakfast for probably the week. Okay, clean up my mess. I'm gonna check my temperature over here, make sure it's staying good. Okay, I'm actually just gonna shut it off and leave it with the towels over it because it's staying plenty warm. So let's go back over here because we're getting things done today. A little different. I was gonna do some pretzels, but I decided not to. But you know what I got this weekend was sourdough starter. So I am gonna, someone mentioned you should make sourdough, and I was like, oh, maybe I should. And I was talking to a friend, and she does a lot of the breads, and she's like, here you go to start. And I'm like, okay. So I've got some. I just had to get a scale so I can measure out my stuff correctly, and then we'll be making some sourdough bread. I'll have to see how it rolls. So I need to make a sauce for the yogurt. That's what I'm gonna do right now. So I have this big giant bag of strawberries I bought just for the yogurt. That's it. So I will puree this with sugar, and then they can just put some of that. It works. You can use honey, you can use whatever you want. If your kids are used to yogurt from the store, they're gonna want sugar because that is what is in it, but you can control the amount of sugar that you use based on what your preference is. So I have this, and then I have my homemade granola to go with it. So this will be a very nice treat. We'll have a couple breakfast meals. What am I stepping on? More, so it's okay if it's not completely out. So let me put this in, and that was the perfect amount of strawberries for the yogurt. That works out really well. Okay, use that last little bit up there. I have a banana. I'm gonna just mix it with milk and make a milk smoothie, something simple. Can we call it a milk smoothie? Mixing bark and stuff. I have to add ice because these are pretty. Usually I use frozen bananas, but not to put these to waste because usually I'd freeze them, but I'll just add this in here. We'll have strawberry banana smoothie. Mixing here stuff. I think they're working on the roof next door or over a couple houses over. So lots of noises. Okay, this would be great for just a morning drink. That's good. Okay, so now I'm just gonna get lids for these. Leave this out and do something else with it. Okay, I was so concerned about that not staying warm enough. I feel like it's doing great. So I'm gonna take the towels off and see if it still says the same temperature. Usually in the cooler, I haven't found that it drops the temperature a lot. So this is a little bit higher, so I'm taking those off and just gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna put these in the refrigerator. And then I've got this granola in here. I've got a whole container over there and this. So I'm just gonna put it by it and then we'll do more. What else am I gonna do? All of my green peppers that I dehydrated, there's some in there with the red ones. I'm gonna grind them up. I was gonna leave them, like the green peppers are good to grab, but the big giant chunk pieces, that's not gonna go very good inside of stuff. So I'm thinking, I'm hoping this will work. Food processor, grind them up. I don't know if it will do powdery or what, let's just see. And maybe I'll just do the bigger chunks. This is all trial and error here. But this was great because I made some, what did I make? I made something, I'm trying to think what I made, and I just grabbed some of these dehydrated ones and put them in there. It worked really good. So I'm just gonna, let's see if we can kind of grind it a little bit. Okay, so I think that's actually gonna be good. So then you can get like a little chunk for your, is that gonna be too big? No, I think that's gonna be good. I'm gonna put them in these little jars here. Let's see. I won't waste any of this here. Okay, that's nice. So that was just green peppers that I didn't want to waste, and I want to be able to have some. So when I go to make dishes, I can just put that in there. Okay, so now I have my green onions, which to me, I would thought that they were chives. Like, you know, when you get dehydrated chives, in my head, green onions and chives are the same thing, but they're not. They taste completely different. So I feel like this smells so good. I think I have these. These will work. So I'm gonna grind these up, do the same thing. I think that's gonna work too. Let me pour that in here. Let me show that. Okay, so this will work. Even though I have green onions outside of my handy trusty pot, I got the big batch. Someone said they were leeks, but they were labeled green onions, and even the checkout lady was like, wow, those are big green onions. So I didn't want to waste these, so these will be great. Put in the cupboard. I got 2 things to put away. It's a good thing. Okay, so I'm thinking ahead to the day and the night. I'm not gonna make all of our food, like we're gonna do spaghetti and meatballs. I will get my pot of water ready to boil for later, and we'll do spaghetti. I'm making water boil without a lid. I need to put a lid on. I feel like I'm wasting the electricity and the energy going out of it, but that's okay. I'm gonna make a small batch of macaroni salad. I didn't realize I had cucumbers, and I've got a whole, we cooked one of those hams that I got at the discount store. They were so So good. Oh my goodness. So I've been using them as ham for sandwiches. And so, and we made ham skillet with it. So it's yummy. So I'm thinking, let me make some, because for Greg's lunches, I was doing sandwiches for him, but I'm like, I can do macaroni salad and the ham. That would be really good. So I'm going to take, I just took this pan. This had my spaghetti squash on it, and it's good to go. And then I'm going to butter some of the bread I have to make garlic bread for later. I'll put it in the oven later. And then I'm going to get grilled cheese ready. I've got a little pot of tomato soup that we had. I'm going to see if I can, we'll make it a little bit thicker. So I might add just a little bit of milk to it to kind of stretch it a little bit. But I do have this bread here. So I'm like, let me put butter on it and we'll get it ready for grilled cheese. And then we'll cook that for lunch later in a little bit. It's still early, so it'll be ready. So I don't have to worry. So when I'm doing school, I can just put it on the stove, let it cook. This is a way to use up hoagie bread, and that it's kind of like not good enough to use for sandwiches, but it'll be good with the butter and the garlic, and just put it in the oven and bake it. It'll be like little garlic toasting. It's delicious. I'll put cheese on this, and we'll have grilled cheese sandwiches later. Making these and just putting it in the refrigerator. So this will work. So we'll have sandwiches. This is very simple bread here, just using it up. And then we'll have lunch. The soup is heating. I just want to see, like I said, if I can add water to it, or not water, but like milk to it, because I didn't add very much when I went to make it, because I usually make it a little bit creamier. So it's good. Good day, getting things done. I gotta see what else I gotta do today. It's beautiful outdoor is open. I'm feeling, it's just been gorgeous weather. Oh my goodness, we've had the best weather lately. Just very nice, like nice breezy, like I call it like island weather, because we live in an island, but I don't live next to an ocean. It's still 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away, the ocean, but it just feels breezy and beautiful out. All right, we got grilled cheese here. Get on plastic cheese. I know it's not plastic cheese. There we go. That'll be enough sandwiches for today. With this one, I'm just gonna take, and it's very easy to scrape up all the inside. And you got spaghetti squash. Never really liked this stuff growing up at all, but in the mountains we had it a lot, and I really learned to like it. So I thought the meatballs and the tomato sauce on it would be really good instead of having noodles with it, the pasta. So you just basically scrape all the sauce. I'm just gonna put it in a bowl here because this will be my bowl. I don't think anybody else likes it. They'll try it, but it's been a while since we've had it. Lauren likes it. I think she likes it, but I don't know if the other kids have really had it. So for my chocolate cake, I'm gonna put it looks really good. I'm gonna put the powdered sugar on top instead of making a frosting. Nothing wrong with the frosting, but they just did powdered sugar. The sifter probably make it good. Let's cut a little tiny piece. Let's cut a tiny corner and see how it is. I'm sure it'll just be chocolate cake, right? Just chocolate cake. I'm sure it's delicious. It's chocolate cake. It tastes like chocolate cake. It's good. It could have been, I was thinking it'd be good with chocolate chips, but chocolate chips are expensive, so not. It's good. It's delicious. It's a simple chocolate cake. I have to try another plain one to see like if there's one better than the other, but I'll keep the recipe, so that's good. Did you see my soup? It just boiled over. I thought I shut it off. I did not. So basically I lost all my tomato soup, so I will probably mix up a little bit more. So let me cover this, and then we'll get our stuff and make more soup. Okay, let's do a whole nother soup real quick. Follow my recipe. This is one from my cookbook, and I'm gonna do it completely backwards, and I'll show you how it'll turn out the same results. It's called kid-friendly tomato soup. Since I literally half of my thing boiled over the pot there, I'm gonna just do double batch here. And then I will add the remainder to here. So what you do is one batch is 2 tablespoons of flour, and I did double, so I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of flour. Then you're going to add sugar to your soup. I know sugar sounds weird, but you do. So it's a teaspoon, so I'm going to do a teaspoon there, and then you're going to add in paprika. You're going to add, just do like a half a teaspoon of basil, which is basically Italian seasoning for me because that's what I have. And then I'm going to do garlic powder. And then what I do, you can add salt and pepper. I use tomato bouillon, tomato-based bouillon in there. Instead of salt and pepper, that was a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to add milk in. It's going to be 4 cups of milk total. There's a string. 4 cups of milk total. I'm going to do 2 for each recipe here. And then what you do is you get out your immersion blender. What do we got here? 2 and a half. You get out your immersion blender. As this heats up, you just mix it all with that, and that will do the same trick as doing this all step by step. Because when you crunch for time, because you realize that, oh, that just exploded over the stove. Now I have to clean my stove. Gotta work. Gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, here we go over here. So what I'm gonna do is just use my immersion blender, because I did not do it the proper way, but it will blend all up the same. Now some of this one looks a little bit more creamier than this one, which is more tomatoey, but that's okay. I'm just gonna add that in there. I just added more milk, that's all. And we're gonna have a big old pot of soup here. And it's all over my stove too. This will come to a boil here, and I think I should probably transport it back to this one, shouldn't I? The sturdier pot? I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, let that heat up to a boil and be thick, and we'll have tomato soup. Okay, what I'm gonna do in here is make a batch of Grandma Sandy's macaroni salad. We make this often, but it works good for his lunch with ham in it. He likes eating it, so if your husband likes something, you make it. We don't need to argue, so this is good. We just had an abundance of that ham. I got 3 hams. I think they were like $15 a piece. They were very, like the one I cooked was amazing. All I had to do was heat it up basically. So they had it on sandwiches this weekend, and we made ham skillet with it, and there's still a whole lot left. So I was just making sandwiches on some of that hoagie bread there that we had, and then but I'm like, I want to do something different. So if I have this will work out really good. So I'm just gonna cut this up. I've got some green onions here that I didn't dehydrate, that I used for just to have fresh, and I will put that in here with macaroni salad, salt and pepper. Cut up some ham, call it good. Do I cut the ham up, put the ham in it? I think that would be good. Maybe I'll cut it up and put it in there. Usually I just leave it on the side or on top, but let me cut it up, put it in there. We'll do something different. Okay, looking at my list here, I still got stuff to do today. My food part, I think, is done for the day. I have to do a bunch of other things around the house. I gotta make more stuff for my bedroom spray. That worked out so good. So I'd like to make some more of that. Look at these. These are onions. They're just huge. Just huge. I'm just gonna chop in here. And then we gotta do a few other things around the house. Time is going well. Okay, I'm gonna get some salt and pepper. It's easier to chop up the ham. Let me get a cutting board here. A big giant pile of dishes here. Let me cut some of this up and we'll put it in here. So I'm done as far as food in here. I just have to cook the spaghetti, heat the grilled cheese, do the bread and that, but the sauce will be done. I'll put that in the refrigerator here in a minute. I'm gonna clean up, wipe everything up so it's all clean so I can be done, because I gotta move on to more things. We'll make our cleaner, or our spray in just a minute. My kitchen is clean. I'm done here. I wiped everything down. I have the soup on the stove. That's fine. Spaghetti, I'm gonna put that in the refrigerator. I've got my pot of water. We'll cook our stuff. Our yogurt is doing good. It's still got another hour, I think. I'm gonna mix this up real fast. I made this linen spray, and I said I'd give you an update of how it was. Awesome. It was awesome. I'm just trying to, I need to look back at my video. I think it was just equal water and alcohol. I think that's all I did to this. And it was very good. I added in, I had this lavender and cedarwood, and I actually added imitation vanilla, and some people thought that it would ruin your white. It didn't. Now, was that because there was enough, I forgot how much I had. Was that because it was enough diluted? Possibly. That could be the reason why, but this worked out so well. I didn't even pay attention to how much alcohol was. How much is a bottle of alcohol? Is it like $1.99? So yeah, it's definitely worth it. I think I just added this little bit of water. I just sprayed it on my bed every day. Even have it next to my bed on the floor. That's where I keep the bottle. It made it smell like I would smell it. I'm like, that smells really, really good. So I'm just gonna do, that's like all alcohol. Okay, we'll just add alcohol and water. And then just add I added vanilla. I know, I didn't add very much, but the little bit that I added, it really made the smell good. So then I'm just gonna add a bunch of this because it's just Walmart cheapy, not real essential oil, so it's not gonna be very, like 5 drops is not gonna be enough. You know what I mean? We'll sit here and do 20 drops. So this is good, and then I just shake it up. I spray it on my bed every single day, and it works just great for a room freshener. It's cheaper than buying, I think this bottle was $6, I think, at TJ Maxx, or yeah, TJ Maxx, it was $6. It was great to have, but it made me think, huh, you can do this yourself. You think, oh, you have to get the alcohol and the thing, but the alcohol is, you just use half of a bottle, as you saw, and essential oil here. You wouldn't have to have too much, and just shake it up and spray it. It smells really very good. And when this is done, I'll do like the citrusy one, because I've got the citrus essential oils from Aldi that I got, but I'll use those later. I'll use this up because I'm more like the woodsy lavender smell for our bedroom. So this is perfect. Refresher, homemade, way better. Okay, this is great. Put your lid on it. Shake it up a little bit. And you've got your own homemade room spray. I've got vanilla on the front. This is very good. The smell is, it's gonna take a, that's good. You smell the alcohol for a second, but not when that goes away. It's like, it smells really good. So I'm all for making your room spray. Cheaper, way cheaper. Half of this, I think these were $2, maybe. I think that's what they were, and just some essential. Get the cheapy one. This is Better Home and Gardens. It works. It's just for smell. Okay, I took my lid off because I didn't think there was much in there. There's just a few drops. Okay, done. I can take a break for a little bit and do school with the kids to get their stuff done. They're already working on their stuff, and then I will come back, and we gotta organize the freezer today. Finish up the day. Okay, into the garage I go. So we are into freezer here. I never even organized my freezer. I'm not worried about perfection in the freezer, but I do want to get it off the pans and kind of do somewhat of an organization here. So how's the best way to do it? Take it all out? Take it all out. Let me take all this out. I kind of want to do my meat, like usually I store all my hamburgers up here. Well, if we have a power outage, which we don't for very often, if we do, we have a generator, but to stick all your meats like in the bottom, just, you know what I mean? They stay frozen longer. That's your key, because you still have to, power outage, you still have to worry about having fuel to keep your generator going. So I don't want to be like selfish, take all of it and keep my freezer going. So if I pack it well, it'll be better. So let me, I think down here is where we're gonna cut. I usually put my meat in here. I'm gonna stick it in here. So let me empty these, because all this was stored in here so we could, you know, freeze it really well. So let me make some piles here. So when you freeze things, they, you know, don't freeze perfectly unless you have done it slowly and they are perfectly flat. So they're a little bit up, but not bad. So I've got my containers of stuff here and extra room. So I had my freezer meals over there that we throw on the slow cooker. This was chicken from the smoker. I put that up front. I could have put that in the chicken. This is like all chicken right here. But I didn't want to shove too much because this is like, I'm not going to go get more freezer stuff. So this will suffice for now. So now I have our chicken all in here. Basically, I can kind of see everything. These are all our veggies in here. Down here is the miscellaneous. It's got ham, it's got hamburgers, it's got hot dogs, it's got hot dog chili, tater tots, there's bacon, there's sausage in the back. So this will be good for there. There's brats in there. And then the next one is going to be beef all the way down. So there's beef, like beef chunks, the beef roast. We've got our stuffed peppers. We've got our cabbage rolled thing. There's also the sausage, the sauerkraut and kielbasa. And the very bottom is hamburger and meatballs and all that. So this is done great. And then I just threw the bread up here to use this up. And then we have cheese and stuff that I shredded. I will do more cheese, but we have plenty here, so I don't need to do any of that right now. So yay, freezer meals. Like we have got plenty of stuff I can still make things, but just way downsize on things. So organize the freezer, I can take my pans in. One more thing off the list to do. Update on lunch, look at that, that looks great. Those turned out perfect, so that's yummy. Soup, having that, doing school, the vacuum's going, dishes are put away, all the good things that we do in the household. Okay, so we just did lunch. We've had a busy day, got school done. Gave Maxine a bath, she's outside, or she actually is in her bed, laying in the sunshine. So I've got the re-grilled cheese right here that didn't get eaten up. These are so good, the thick bread is so yummy. Hello, Maxine. So sorry, you got a bath. She's like, thanks a lot, Mommy. I'm sorry, you needed a bath. She's like, I did not like baths. So I'm gonna put these in here, put them in the refrigerator, they will get eaten. Somebody will have them. I don't have to do anything else as far as kitchen stuff right now, which is good. I've got to run kids to their things this afternoon, and then be good, and I'll be back. I got other things to do today, so that works out good. So 3 sandwiches in the refrigerator. I'm just gonna take that soup and put it right in the refrigerator too. Okay, my yogurt is done as well, so I have it. I'm gonna just set it in my refrigerator so it can get thickened. I'm putting in little trays just because it's easier to carry to the refrigerator. Okay, so my Amazon order showed up, and what did my Amazon order bring me? One of these. Now I used one of these in my old house for my bathtub. And I loved it. Cleaned. It was great. We used it. Did I keep it or did it break? I think it was just old, right? So when you go to move, it's one of those things like just get a new one. Or I didn't really know how the new shower was gonna be. So I didn't keep it. Well, then I went to buy a new one for our shower here. And I saw this, but then I saw the round one. I was like, ooh, that would be better because it'd be in your hand. A little easier than scrubbing and getting in nooks and crannies. No, because when you fill this thing up with soap, you have to push this down to get the soap. There's hair in it 'cause it's in my shower. To get the soap out onto your thing. So that is kind of like, that's hard on, like, if you're older, I'm almost 50, arthritic, you get arthritis in your hands, arthritic, you know, the soreness. So it's like, it's hard to do that. So I don't even put the soap in here, there's a little bit in there, but I just take one of this and I just spray my soap on and then do it that way. So then I thought, you know what, I think I would like to get the brush with the handle and see if it really is better, or, you know, is it better the other way? I don't know, because then it's soap on demand, we'll see. Then you can just do like a little push while you're scrubbing. So that's what we got. So I just got the OXO one. So we'll see how it is. Now the difference, what I did in the mountains versus what I do here is I just use soap because I didn't mix it into my little cap thing. So I'm gonna put vinegar in here as well. So put vinegar. This is great for the shower. I do have a funnel. So if you just fill it up with a little bit of vinegar, and then I'm gonna put this, get yourself some smelly soap. I didn't really think that made much of a difference. Like, I'm like, just use your Dawn dish soap, which is fine. But when you're cleaning, it is kind of a nice added perk to have like a nice smelly something. So I had a blueberry one because one of my viewers told me that, and I got the blueberry one. That was kind of nice. It was nice having the blueberry scented soap. I didn't see it. It's like blueberry and almond milk or something. I didn't see it at the store last time, and so I just got the Gain one, and it's summer watermelon scent. It was great. So look at, you rarely use any of it. So it's kind of you'll have it for a long time. So for me, I was kind of like, that's gonna be a little bit, it's just like a little added perk. You know, when you're cleaning, like if you just have vinegar, it's kind of like, okay, everything smells like vinegar. No big deal, it just smells like vinegar. But if you have a little bit of scent, it's just kind of nicer. So look at that. This will be great. And then soap on demand. Let's take the sticker off just before it gets stuck on here for the next eons. So perfect. So then when you go to scrub your shower, you can do, oh, look at that. Oh, it's like a squirter. Can you see that? Okay, so this is gonna be squirt and then scrub. Oh, that's actually gonna be a little bit better. Okay. Well, that's gonna actually be better. I didn't even think it was gonna do that. So, okay, this is good. So see the vinegar makes it a little bit more watery. Got that in there. There you go. I'm gonna go put this in my bathroom, use this, and then I'm gonna keep this just to make sure I don't love it, but I don't really think I love it because I just don't. And then I'll be right back. Okay, then you know what else showed up? I'm pretty sure it is my, I was hoping it was for my sink here. Hold on. Okay, I'm glad I went and checked. I took my box and I took out what I thought was the only 2 in there, and then, yeah, go to open it. This is my scale. This is my scale for my sourdough starter because I have read and heard and talked to my friend, and she said you don't need a scale. So I got a scale. So that's right here. We're gonna be starting that this week. I don't know how that's gonna work. We'll see, but I just looked at my order. I ordered those mats for my sink. That's what I was hoping, but it says it's gonna be here between 3 and 5 today. So it's actually not even here yet. And then I checked, I needed more eyeliner. This was in the garbage in the trash outside because I completely forgot. So pay attention, look in your boxes. I ordered this one. I get the Infallible, super slim, same eyeliner for, I don't know, 20 years, same exact one. So I just like it, use it. My other one gets worn out, I get a new one. So that's good. I got that scale, we're good. Okay, so that's it for my day today. So it's been a great day. All we have to do is boil the water for pasta, put the garlic bread in the oven, heat up the spaghetti and meatballs. Easy day, but it's been a good day. Thank you for watching. So you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you again tomorrow with another video. All right, see ya, bye.